Hello, I'm Teacher Robin. Welcome to another live streaming class. If this is your first time to join us, let me explain how the classes work. Today we're going to talk about how to ask for a pay increase in English. So if you have any questions during the class, you can write them in the comments and I'll be checking your comments as we go along. And then at the end of my lesson, I have some questions for you to practice what we've talked about today, and you can participate also by writing in the comments. Okay, so today's topic is very important, especially if you use English in your workplace. So if you work in English or if you are looking to get a job in English, to change careers or change to an English-speaking job or to another country, then this is going to be a really important topic for you today. So, how to ask for a pay increase. There are some other ways to say this: a pay rise in British English, or a raise, a pay raise in American English. So this is basically when you feel that you deserve to make more money, earn more money at your job. So we're going to look at some ways to go about this to ensure that you're going to be successful, because we want you to say everything the right way. Okay, so the first thing that you need to do if you want to ask your boss for a pay raise or a pay rise is to find a suitable time to discuss the matter. So sometimes it's all about timing. You want to find the appropriate time to ask your boss to talk about this topic, because it's a more serious one. Okay, so for example, you could say, "Excuse me, Mr. Grant, do you have a minute?" Okay, or you could say, "Good morning, Mrs. Holmes, may I discuss something with you?" Okay, so polite, so this lets your boss or your superior, your supervisor, know that you have something important that you want to talk to them about. So this isn't something that you would ask at lunch or over a coffee. This is something you probably want to schedule a meeting, etc. Okay, so the next step would be to schedule a time to talk about this subject. So for example, do you have anything on at 3 o'clock on Thursday? Okay, so do you have anything on means, are you busy, or are you available, are you free? Okay, another way to ask is, how does meeting with me at midday suit you? Okay, so if something suits someone, it means that it works for them, it's good, they're available. So if you say, "Yes, that suits me," or "No, it doesn't suit me, I need to meet at a different time." Okay, so once you are in your meeting, you have to state your request, okay? So what are you going to say? For example, "Hi Diana, I was hoping that we could talk about my salary." So make it clear that that is what you want to discuss, okay? Another way to say this: "I'd like to revisit my salary." So this word revisit means to talk about something again, okay? So this means that maybe you've discussed it in the past, maybe you didn't get a raise at that time, but you want to talk about it again, or maybe after something has happened, some changes have happened in your job or your company, you want to talk about your salary again. Okay, another way to say, "I would like to ask for a pay rise," again in British English, or a raise in American English. Okay, so justify your request. So you can't just say, "I'd like a pay raise," or "I believe I deserve a raise," without giving a reason. You have to justify your request. So here are a few examples of ways that you can prove to your superior, your boss, that you are deserving of this increase in salary. Okay, so for example, look at this one. "I have been working here for over a year, and in that time I have taken on quite a few new responsibilities." Okay, so to take on something means that you start to do something. This is an important phrasal verb, to take on. So that's one thing that you can say. "I have taken on new responsibilities and I have been successful." Okay, another example: since I've been in charge of customer service, the customer service department, the complaint rate has dropped by 38%, okay? So to be in charge of something means that you are the leader of that you are responsible for it, okay? And it's also good to give a specific example. So here you can say the complaint rate has dropped by 38%. So you can find an example or a statistic or something that's relevant to your job, and you can include that when you give an example, when you justify your request again to your boss, when you ask them for a pay raise. Okay, another example. This one is a little bit more complicated, but I'm going to break it down for you in just a second, okay? For example, I have thrown myself into the new international expansion project, and thanks to this project, the company has achieved its best turnover figures to date, okay? So, to throw yourself into something, so it's not a literal throwing, it means that you've dedicated a lot of time, you've been really passionate about something, you've worked really hard. So you say, I've thrown myself into something, in this case into a project, I've thrown myself into the new international project. And so then you talk about the results. So as a result of you spending time on this, the company has achieved its best turnover figures to date. So here to date means up to today, okay? So again, giving an example, using numbers, etc. This is important. All right, and again, be precise. So if you want a pay rise, you also want to specify how much you want, because you could say, I want a pay rise. It could be to your boss just a little bit, but maybe you think that you deserve a little bit more. So here you could say, specifically, I meant a 10% raise, or I think a 10% raise, or a 1,000 euro, dollar, etc. Raise would be deserved based on my tasks. So again, you have to give a specific reason. Okay, I see that several people are watching, so let's say hello to them. Mustafa, Paul, Hamid, Hind, Berberi, and Ali. Sorry if I mispronounced any of those names. So they are joining us today. I hope this is an interesting topic for you. And again, if you have a question, please feel free to write it in the comments. Okay, so be precise. Another example. Again, this one is a bit longer, but I'll walk you through it. Based on the job market, a person with my post and responsibility should be earning whatever amount a year, and my current salary does not meet this rate. So this is another good example that you can give based on the job market. So you can do some research and you can compare how much people in a similar position are making, and you can say the people with this responsibility should be earning this, and my current salary does not meet this rate. Okay, so this is another way to prove that you deserve this this pay rise or this pay increase. Okay, so now that we've gone through some different ways for you to ask step by step for you to ask your boss for a raise, I want to hear from you. So I want you to answer these questions in the comments. Okay, have you ever asked for a pay rise at your job? Doesn't have to be in English, it could be in your native language. How did you do it? And were you successful? Okay, so tell me about a situation in your job where you had to ask for a pay rise. If you have, how did you do it? What did you say to your boss, etc.? And were you successful? Okay, great. So as you are doing that, let me tell you a little bit more about our course here at ABBA. If you want to continue improving your English, you can do so through our course. So our course is available on web and mobile version. So if you are not a current student, you can go to abbaenglish.com for more information. And just to let you know, our course is available from beginners all the way to business level. It has 144 units, and each unit starts with a short film. Then you have a video class with a teacher explaining the grammar and exercises to cover all of your 4 skills: speaking, reading, writing, and listening. So it's a very thorough course, and if you want to practice your English, then I highly suggest that you check it out. So again, abbaenglish.com, you can find all the information there. And in addition to our course, you can check us out on all of the social media networks, Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, and Instagram. We are posting new content on those channels every day so you can learn something quickly as you're going to work, before you go to bed at night. It's a really great way to practice. And we have our blog, our ABBA journal. There you can find articles about more English for business. So if this is something that's useful for you, you can find tons of articles on our blog, how to write a cover letter, job interviews, so even more business related topics. You can also find articles about grammar, about English for travel, really any topic that you can think of. We have it covered on our blog, our ABBA journal, so check that out. Okay, so let's see who is joining us today and who has asked a question. Okay, someone is asking about prepositions. So I'm going to, in the comments, I'll direct you to our blog where you can find more information about that. And we can talk more about that on another live streaming session, because that is a really good, important topic that many students struggle with. Hamid says, do you have courses or classes around the world? Okay, so as our course is 100% online, you can study from anywhere. So if you have your phone or if you have your PC, you can download our course and you can study anywhere, anytime. So that's what's so great about studying with ABBA, is that it's very flexible and it doesn't matter where you are, anywhere all over the world. So thank you for your question, Hamid. Let us know where you are right now. I'm interested to find out, okay? Let me tell you about next week's topic, as people are writing more questions. Next week, we're going to talk about something really practical. If you are traveling, you'll want to know how to communicate with your taxi driver. So it's very typical. If you travel in a foreign country, you might need to take a taxi from the airport to your hotel or vice versa. So I'm going to give you some key phrases for how to communicate, how to have a conversation or ask questions to your taxi driver, and hopefully not have any issues as you go. All right, if there are no more questions, maybe one more, okay. I'll just wait for that and we'll move on. All right. Garay says, what if I say I give up some responsibilities? Okay, so this would be the opposite of to take on. So if you take on responsibilities, then this would be a good justification for getting a raise. If you give up responsibilities, then I don't know if you could use that, but that would be the opposite. Okay, so I hope that I answered your question. If it wasn't clear, then feel free to tell me in the comments if you were asking about something different. Okay. So I think that's all that we have for today. I want to thank everyone who has joined. And again, I hope this is useful for you. If you are using English at work, then this is something that everyone needs to know. So thanks again for joining. Join us next week, same time, for how to communicate with your taxi driver. And I hope that you have a great rest of your day. So take care. I'll see you next time. Bye.